Okay, continuing with the SciFi grate. Let's work on this latch thing here. All right, so here's the front view. And I'm going to widen this, I think, a little bit more than it is. And do it like that. And on this guy, I think I need that. I think I need all of this here. All of that. And all of that. Let's scale that in the X. See what that looks like. Well, that might be okay like that. Okay, now I want to bring in an object right here to create it. And so I'm going to select a vertex right in the middle there. All right, and go Shift S cursor to select it, and bring my 3D cursor right there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to bring in a circle. I'm going to make it 24 vertices. Go into edit mode and rotate Y90. S to scale it down. Pull it out so I can see it. I'm going to scale it down more. Look from the side. We'll start with that. Period key to zoom in on that. And I'm going to press C. And I'm going to paint select all of these. It doesn't really matter. The back part won't be seen that much, so let's delete those. Okay. And let's grab that one there. E to extrude and pull it down. I'm going to scale it some more. Start pulling it in. This is going to come up. Let's look from the front. And I'm going to push it right over to the side. I'm going to have this roughly where that sort of edge is there. And I'm going to grab this and bring it further down. We'll start with that, select it all, and extrude it out like this. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is put an edge loop here, and then I'm going to Control B and I'm going to pull out to about there, and I'm going to roll my mouse up until I have a total of 5. Like that, and then a box select these, pull them up, so you can get your finger underneath there, and come back in, and box select all these, just pull them down just a little bit more, almost so as if they touch. Now, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to be putting on a subdivision surface of 2, and so I'll need some edge loops in there. So I'm going to go Control R there, and Control R there, and select both of them and scale on the X and pull them out like that. And another one there, and another one there. Scale them in the X inwards. Another one's going to come down here. And we're going to start with that. Let's shade smooth. All right, with that basic shape there, I'm going to give it some thickness now. So I'm going to add Solidify. And I am going to come out. I want it pretty thick. Reasonably thick. do it like that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to box select down here and pull up a bit. Take the whole thing and pull it down a bit more. I'm going to try different things. If I scale it in the Y, how much will I lose of that curve? I think that's going to be all right. Yeah. Sometimes it takes some work. I'm going to get rid of that for a second. And let's pull it all out. Let's put it back on for a second. Let me try, yeah, I don't want to do that. Well, you get the general idea. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and apply that Solidify. And I put another edge, a couple edge loops there. Let's do that. Maybe okay, well, you get the idea. In fact, I could probably use that piece right there. Shift D, let's pull that out. P to break it out. And I've got that. And I've got, that's exactly what I want. Okay. Let's pull that out here. And I'm going to take these points and B to extruding and pull them back. And let's take this X and only faces. So I just have the edge. Let's look from the front. And I want this to come out to almost the middle. Let's see what I'm getting at in a second. And let's pull these back. But let's get rid of that edge there. So I should have just this kind of thing. And then I'm going to take these and Control Shift B. I'm going to bevel them. And have about 5 points. It's a little bit rounded like that. And then I'm going to object, convert to curve in the curve dialog box under geometry. I'm going to increase the bevel just like that. Shade smooth. And let's go ahead and put the subdivision surface back on here. I'm just wondering if I want to pull that in a bit more. And I'm going to take this and shade smooth that. And let me look at the bevel on this. Let's try that. And let's even try arc. Might be nicer. More about shading and stuff like that in a second. Okay. So that's there. 3 cursors there. Let's try mirroring that over. And for this, I'm going to try just weighted normal. Let's see how it looks with auto smooth. I think it's fine. Just got those there. That's okay. Let's come in here and put an edge loop there. Scale Z, 0, straighten it. There. Maybe I'll bevel it actually. 2, Control B, and roll my mouse back to 0. Let's take a little space here. And face selection, let's grab, say, these. Inset, and let's extrude this back in a nice ways. Let's see how I want to do this. Maybe there, and then bevel this out. Or too sharp. Let's try this. And then what I'll do is I will take these pieces and let's go to here. Control plus. Will I? No, I won't. Control minus. That's good enough. Shift D. Pull them out. That gives me the area. P to break it out. And on this piece, I'm going to get rid of the subdivision surface. I'll set the origin of geometry. I'll make a little piece that fits in. Let's get rid of these edges. X, dissolve edges. And 1. Take this, and I will I'll bevel it the old way. Let's extrude, give it some thickness, and select that, the outer edges. And Control B, and roll my mouse up. Let's see. Select the whole thing and scale in the Z. Select that and Control B. Push that in. Okay. All right. And let's see. I'm just messing around with it and get it to roughly fit. It's not supposed to fit perfect, so that you can see the edges. Let's give it a try anyhow. Let's set the origin of geometry on that and cursor selected and bring in a cylinder. Punch some holes in it and we'll try to and see how they look. Let's zoom in and do this kind of thing. Let's take this and Control B. These are rounded out like that. And then we'll rotate X 90 minus like that. So it pushes in. Move this up here. And then we'll hit the array in the X. Give it a bit of space. And not too many. I'm just going to copy this by hand. Just like 3 rows. Apply the array. And I'll join these. And okay. I'm just going to select them and Alt-N. Recalculate outside, make sure my polys are like that. And I'll even apply rotation and scale. save, and let's actually shade smooth on that. Let's shade smooth on that, and then let's now it's a question of I'm going to try with the old beveler, just normal blender. So I'll do Boolean difference, and I'll select those, and go ahead and hit apply. Get rid of these, and then on this, I'm actually going to let's try and see if a bevel will help. And I'll just start adding segments. So let's try weighted normal, and now I'll smooth and see if it looks okay to us from a distance. And I think it probably gets the job done, but I'll put the cavity shader on now. Okay, I'm not going to zoom in super far. You know, it would look something like that. All right, and if I really wanted to, I could put a cylinder underneath that so it looks like the thing, you know, flips up. I think that's all right for that. Let's Shift C to bring the 3D cursor there and just select something else to get the orange dot away from there. And so that's what we end up with. We could look with, say this. And what I'm going to do is actually, I'll come in here and recalculate outside. There we go. Okay, so it's got some kind of a little latch that could work there, and we could try putting something in here as well. So let's bring in plane, go to edit mode, rotate X90, and I'm going to scale this down. Scale this into Z. Let's hit the period key. Okay. Control Shift B. And extrude it back. Let's do this with the bevel on here. And shade smooth. And I would be pushing this into here to get a little indent. And I believe my 3D cursor is in the center, so I'll set the origin to the 3D cursor, and we'll mirror this. Let's just have a look and see how well this is going to work. So, does it matter where I put the mirror? No, it shouldn't. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, Bool tool comes with Blender, and I guess it's up in the preferences. Okay, Bool tool, just enable it. And there's better ways to do Booleans too, but I'm just gonna, it's just free, and so I'm gonna try that. Select your object that you want to cut with, select this second, and then go Control Shift B. See, it says Bool tool, and I'm gonna come down here for brush Boolean, choose difference. And you can see that it's cut in. Let's go back to just Studio, and even without the cavity shader. And although will it be harder to see? Let's try putting this. Nope. Actually, let's leave the cavity shader on. Okay. So let's bring everything back and hide that again. So sorry, it just takes a little bit of adjustment, and I'm maybe messing around with it, not too great. So now if I take this and I Shift D, rotate Z 90, I think I need to do it again on the side. So what I'm going to do is take that and the main body, and I'm going to Control Shift B again. All right, and then I'm going to take that and bring that up and hide it, and hide that one. So I now have those cuts in there. I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it up to here. And I'm going to select the top and Control Shift B again. And bring it up. Sorry about that. And I'm going to go back to the cavity shader. Let's turn off overlays. And I now have those indentations in the bottoms and in the top. I think probably a good way of doing this is really with texturing. But I'm doing it with geometry, and this is what I've achieved. The poly count is getting up. I'm going to do handles, and then we'll see if there's any final sort of little designs. I realize these SciFi crates would have a lot of indentations and stuff. I may not do all of that here. This is the basic crate itself. We'll see what we want to do, but that is the crate. And if I just switch over to, say, something kind of cool, might be a little dark to see, but that's the general idea of what we're achieving here with these techniques. I think it looks relatively nice. I hope you do too. Cool. Okay, see you the next time.